He's an asshole, man. That dude's an asshole and he knows it.
From the mean streets of Brooklyn to the rough neighborhoods in Boise, Idaho, we now present the Goonberg Report. Hey, this is Mayor Goonberg with the Goonberg Report. And right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little video for you guys before we get on our topic. That way I'm going to set a little backdrop. So let me look at the mountains of Boise and I'll play this video real quick. Hold on.
Pay close, and I want you to give some space to our guest, Shalon. Do not judge her until you know her whole story. She has been searching for 3.5 years for the father of her daughter, Kayla. And we have already heard from 16 men. One of those guys was... In the case of 4-year-old Kayla, Rashad, you are not so far.
Okay, folks, you saw the clip. This is old girl here, and I'm talking about today about how the real deadbeat in the black community is the black woman. Now, pay attention. Years upon years, decades, black men have been taking L's for being no good, deadbeat parents, among other things. Well, under the Trump administration, we have evidence it's been put into light that the black man has not been what they have been described, what the liberals have been describing. 43% of black men don't have children. But yet we got a 73% single mother rate. So that means that a lot of these chicks like her have multiple kids to multiple deadbeats and losers. Now, I don't know her. I'm not disparaging her. I'm using this as a reference and a point. As you can see, it says 13th appearance. And a side note, out of pure embarrassment, who goes on shows like these for 85 times or so? I'm going to tell you down the road. But back to the lecture at hand. These are the biggest deadbeats because they're the ones that are always going to cry about black people this, black people that, but they're the first one to say, take them to the white man. Don't get mad at me. It's just how it is. And the sad thing about it is, people will get mad at me for pointing this out, but they won't get mad at her for doing what she's doing. Look at that. There's more people that have more appearances than her. That was just the 13th, and she didn't find her kid's father during that appearance. So there, there's appearance 14 coming up. So what I'm saying is nothing but truth and facts. So this is what we all know. This is what we all established. Now the point is, and we already established that 43% of black men don't have kids. And it's what really establishes 73%, and it might be more now, 73% of black women have multiple kids. So how do you have a single mother's my fault? So how do you have 43%, which means that 37, no, not 37, it means 60, no, 30, 50, no, 60, let's see, my math is way off. If you got 73%, 43% that don't have kids, that means you got 47% of men who do have kids. You mean those 47% of men are taking care of all them women? See, I was doing it backwards. I was trying to equate the 73% towards the men, and it wasn't working. I had to do it the other way. But see, even I'm prone to make mistakes, but I can correct them, and you see it for yourself. But as I was saying, I'm going to show you how her, among others, are the deadbeats of the real community. See, what she's done is this. And let me explain it to you. We'll go real slow. Now, as you can perfectly see, these are the gentlemen. There's 12 people there. There's 12 people there who were not the father. So this is her 13th appearance, right? They even one dude was smart enough to block him out on the bottom. But that being said, how are you going to, first of all, Maury comes on and talks about don't judge her, this, that, and the fifth. My point is, even if she found her kid at this one, let's say she found her kid at the 13th appearance or whatever. Within 9 months, you slept with all them dudes? And they're the deadbeats? Let that sink in for a minute. She slept with 13 dudes, not even in the span of 9 months. To get pregnant, she had to sleep with 13 dudes in the span of a month or two. And two's being generous. Let that sink in. 12 guys. Yet these are the smartest. These are the ones you guys call queens every 5 fucking seconds. She didn't get pregnant within like a span of 20 years with these guys. It's like not, I mean, let me put it to you this way. If this is what she did with this one kid, imagine her past. And yet you guys want to wife her. Chicks like her. You guys want, oh, don't talk about her. She just made a couple mistakes. A couple? A couple would be like Cookie Monster and Edie Amin. That's 2 a couple. She made a couple times 6 mistakes. But let me show you how she's a deadbeat. And I'll tie it into your taxes. Now, here we go. When you go for child support, and don't come on here with your child support telling me a real dad, because look, I've been through the system. I spent thousands of dollars. I know how it is. A lot of you guys talking that bullshit about a real dad would fight for his kids no matter what. Well, I did. But you know what? There's a point you got to say, look, if this bitch ain't working with you, you got to look at your life and how you're living. You want to live in a cardboard box? That's okay. That's why I say when those guys come in with that hot shit, they're broke guys. They're pookies. More than likely they're pookies too. But usually it's the guys that don't have any money. Because when you start spending, that hot shit sounds nice and cool until you start dropping Benjamin Franklin's for lawyers all the time. And then that starts adding up. Because not only are you paying for that, you're paying for child support, and you're giving her money if he needs something or she needs something. So don't tell me that you're doing all this bullshit, because, like I said, that hot shit sounds good on the internet. But in real life, I've been through the system. I know you guys aren't doing it like you say you're talking. A real father doesn't just... come on, man. There are ways for chicks to not let you see your kid. The police and the court system were the 2 biggest ones. They can lie like a wife will lie. Say you own guns and you're married to your wife. To get them guns away from you, all she got to say is you beat her. Then you got to bang out in court to prove that you didn't beat her. But meanwhile, while you doing all this, your guns are confiscated. So if it's that easy for guns, it's not that hard for kids. It's all about the court system. Child support is a business. It's not there about the welfare of the child. My cousin had his son for the first, 10 years? 10 or 12 years, I want to say. And he went through some bullshit. She got him. When she took him, it was the same agreement they had. Now, mind you, the chick he was with didn't pay anything. Not a thin dime. Maybe she bought him a pair of Jordans every, 5 years or so. Maybe got Buster Brown's Pro Kids or some shit like that. But basically, she did nothing. But when he gave her to her, when she wanted him, he's like, okay, they had the same arrangement. They had the same arrangement until she fucked him over. She took him to child support. Mind you, he didn't ask her to do anything. And this is what you'll find with the guys that have their kids. My brother has his kids. Well, one brother has his kids because his ex-wife died, God rest her soul. But he's married now and has kids. He takes care of his kids. My other brother, he has his kids. And there's a lot of stories that you don't see about that because we're supposed to do that. I went through the system. My younger brother went through the system, but my youngest brother has his kids. Mine, that was a tooth and nail for the youngest one. And I can talk about it now because there's no court system that can hold me for doing anything. I'm not doing anything, but they take you to court for like nitpicky shit it's real bullshit. And then let me get back to this. Maybe make a video series about how it goes down to help you guys out. But back to her. Look at them guys. 12 guys in the span of 2 months. Now, man, you're being generous. That's like, you imagine 4 weeks in a month. That's 3 guys a week. And black women want me to hold her, and women like her, like to a goddess level. You guys are fucking tripping. Now, back to how these are the real deadbeats. You want to why she goes on a war show? Because it's like this. When you go on, like say the chick wants to take you to child support. Either she got one of two ways. Either through a divorce decree. Basically, if she goes through any court system like divorce, or she just takes you, or alimony, stuff like that. She can go that route, or the other route. It's mandatory. If she's chances are with this chick, it's mandatory anyway. If she's getting any type of social services, welfare, SNAP, EBT, Section 8, stuff like that. Because back in the day, because now they want to get their money back. That's what it is now. They know, so who they go to you to get your money back. Can't blame them. That's the system. That's how it's set up. But that's another video. So she'll take you to child support, and you gotta take your little DNA test. Now get this. Here's the part where I can prove chicks like this are deadbeats. If you take the DNA test and you're the father, you pay for that DNA test, along with the other agreement, child support, or if it's mandatory, whether mandatory or agreed to upon child visitation. Excuse me. Now, when she doesn't pay, or no, my fault. If the DNA proves it's not yours, she foots the bill. The taxpayers, either she foots the bill or the taxpayers foot the bill. And I know at the one time, I don't know what it was, but it was for me, it was about $550, $600 for a DNA test, for a little swab. Might be cheaper now, but you imagine just 5 guys. Okay, I'll put it at the 5. I'll put it at the 5. No, I'll put it at like 500 mark, the lowest mark. Say it's at 500. She would have to pay almost $6,000 for those guys taking the DNA test, or you helped her out, and we all paid $6,000 for her DNA test. And this happens around the court system. And women, you can't say shit because I've been through the system. So don't come up here. Of course, you're going to have your little sucker guys, little beta males, the pander bears. They'll be coming over. But that's how it works. If he's not the father, she foots the bill, and her destitute ass will push that shit on the government, will push this shit back on us. But if he's the father, and say he's the father, and he got to go through this shit, so you know he don't know. It's obvious he don't know. She's taking him on fucking worry. But say he's the father, and he doesn't know. Say, I don't know how the kid was. Say the kid's maybe a month, or I'll say maybe it's 9 months or something, whatever. Say the baby could be 10 years old. If the DNA is yours, outside her for giving that debt, you're in arrears. Don't matter if it's 1 month or 10 years. You're in arrears. You got to pay that back. And then when that goes, you're in arrears. That's how you get a lot of guys that owe back child support. Granted, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fucking scumbags out here who ain't paying. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of guys are in this situation right here. Because why? Because someone's picked bad women. You believed everything they said. There was time how can I say this? When it's time to lace the shoes on, someone wanted to say, hey, we have a new agreement. Like with my situation. We had an agreement. And I said, well, what do you do to talk that way? I don't want to do all the talking because it would look like I forced her if I did to the point. Well, we get in there. The lady goes, she did the 20/80, which means you combine your income and you pay 20% of that in child support. And the lady goes, do you guys have an agreement? To which I looked over at her. Then I heard, no, we don't. Not at this time. Right then and there, I was thinking about becoming a horse's ass. Honest to God. We were right in the courtroom. Well, there were situations where I did become a horse's ass in the courtroom. But that's another video. Right then and there, I want to be honest with you. Right then and there, I want to put my foot so far up her ass that her breath smell like Nikes. I don't wear Nikes. Smell like Timberlands. because she lied. When I got out of court and I bit my tongue, the situation was I was in arrears because, like I said, mine was different. Mine was 6 months. So I'm partying like it's 1999, taking care of my family. I had a family. I have a family. I didn't do it while I was married. What happened was, this was before my marriage. So now I have a family, doing this, doing that. Mind you, I'm asking this, you sure? Oh, no, so-and-so, all right, da. She goes to the testing. Well, I'm going off what she told me. I'm like, you might want to go to court. I even told her this, you might want to go to court because you told me no, and I'm not banging this out for the next 20 fucking years. And that's how we ended up in court. But you see, these chicks are the real deadbeats because they don't want to pay that $500. And don't tell me she's just a single case here. All of a sudden, she miraculously is the only woman that does this because Maury's been in business for quite a while doing these. Just doing this stuff with the women. And 80% of them were black. Or 85, maybe 90 were black. He told you from the beginning, don't judge her. Why would you tell me a story like that off the bat if you knew it was a fucked up story? But that's how it is. They get out of, they're the deadbeats because A, they ain't trying to pay that child support. That's why they go on Maury. Maury, a DNA, you get humiliated as fuck, but to her humiliation is worth not paying that $6,000 that should be paying the state. See what I'm saying? That's why she's the real deadbeat. And people don't want to address this because they know it's true, or they want to get up in their feelings. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Show me the lie. Just point out the lie. Don't point out your feelings, because especially a lot of you dudes that come from single moms. This is what your mother did. You don't want me to point out the flaw in your mom. Like I'll bang with you. I can bang with any chick and any male, with you sensitive motherfuckers. I can bang with you on child support because I've been through the system. And God bless, I had women, sisters, real sisters. I'm not talking about related. I'm talking about sisters, black women. I had real black women that showed me the ropes of the system, that showed me what she was going to do 3 steps ahead of what she did. And then it got nasty at certain points. I never let my son see it, but it got kind of dirty some points. But like I said, them chicks showed me how to stay 3 steps ahead. Now, the chicks I ran with that did that, there's a trade-off. I didn't just use them for information. I'd help them with their situations. I'd tell them I can't tell you what to do, but if I was in your shoes type deal. Because I never hate on an ex-man. But I would say if I was in your shoes, if you know it's true, this is what I would do. But that's back in the day. Like I said, I'm old enough where my parents were born in the late 40s. But I'm young enough to where in the 90s I was in my 20s. Like 1990 I was literally, I didn't turn 20 till December in 1990. So I was hit with the old school, like the old school raised me. A lot of dudes would hit me with the science and the knowledge and the morals and the character and the conduct. But I'm hip today to know how it was. So these are the real demons of the community. But a lot of these guys don't want to address this because you don't know why? Because that's what their mothers do. That's what their mothers did. A lot of your dads didn't want to come around because they didn't want to see you. They didn't want to come around because of her. You don't realize, like I said, you guys talk that I would do anything in the world to see my kid. You talk that hot shit. Don't get me wrong. I said that too. And I didn't know that you don't love your kid any worse or bad or worse. But when you go to the court system and you're dropping thousands of dollars to spin your wheel to chase your tail, it's like, fuck it then. And when he gets older, she gets older, we can sit down and talk about it. Or if you don't want to talk about it, don't get mad at me. But that's how the situation is. So at the end of the day, you get ADOS, the American descendant of dummies or stooges, to address these problems. They will not address these problems. If you notice, a lot of your black leaders don't address this problem. You don't know why? Because they're no better than the fucking pimps or the preachers. They go to single mothers. And how they getting their money from the single mothers? I'm giving it to them. Fuck you think? This is Mayor Goomberg. See, when I talk about this with a certain passion Because I saw it from it. I saw it myself. And I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little side note. There were even chicks in the system, like working for the system, who helped me out. They saw how dirty shit was getting, and they knew I was being a good dude about it. But I'll talk about more about this if you want me to. I have no problem talking about it because it's over. You know, kids are grown, and everything I'm saying is not a lie. Like I said, I still got court papers. So I can be challenged like everybody else, but you really don't want to challenge me on this. So this is Mayor Goomberg. I'm going to hit the slopes skiing. Adios, fuckers.